For our Psychology of Design video, we chose to observe a space that is familiar to the student body, was easily manipulated, and provided the optimal platform for the following experiment. Informed by class discussions on spatial planning and personal space, we chose to manipulate and observe the student lounge on the first floor of the podium building on the Ryerson's campus. The student lounge is a place for students to sit and relax, have a meal, and work. The comfortable chairs make it a space that encourages lingering and contributes to the social aspect of the space. Although designed as a social space, it appears to be used almost exclusively for antisocial activities. Upon arrival, we observed all of the chairs arranged in a side-by-side orientation, configured in a linear formation facing the window. The activities that people mostly engaged in included laptop work, eating, and sleeping. Following our initial observations, we were led to our hypothesis that a change in spatial configuration would directly lead to a change in behavior. We wanted to see if the furniture layout was the cause of the antisocial behavior, and that if the layout was manipulated, if it would inform a different kind of behavior and use of the space. The perceived intent of the space is to serve as a social hub for students to interact, eat, and work. The furniture itself preserves personal space, allowing individuals the ability to be secluded yet still within close proximity of each other. On day one, we observed an inaccessible layout in which the chairs were situated too closely together in order to provide access to seating. The chairs were placed back to back without any aisles or circulation space. We found that this configuration promoted antisocial behavior, made it difficult for people to maneuver furniture, resulting in a lot of awkward climbing. We further observed that only when all the window seats were taken did people settle for those facing the hallway. The most private spaces were occupied first, showing preference to the antisocial dynamic within the space. The first change that we had implemented within the lounge space was done in an effort to foster the social aspects of the space and encourage interaction. Through the manipulation of furniture from a linear formation to a four-chair sociopital arrangement, we attempted to promote eye contact and engage the users. What we found, in fact, is that many users reverted the furniture formation back to what it was before, chairs facing the window in a linear formation and away from others. We found that human behavior changed in that entering the space, users expressed bewilderment and hesitantly chose where to sit. Many users conformed to the new furniture formation, while others went out of their way to increase privacy and revert back to the previous well-known formation. We observed that students chose more isolated private spaces whenever possible, and sat in front or beside fellow students only when all other options were gone. We further observed that despite the fact that the new furniture formation facilitated eye contact, interaction, and conversation, students avoided contact and slept or interacted with screens instead. The conclusion that we were able to draw from our observations is that communal space is primarily used as an independent working and napping space. In most instances, users came to the space in order to be alone. What we took from our participatory experiment is that despite the fact that the space is communal, students seek it out because it accommodates independent study, isolation, and silence. The second approach we proposed for the space would be to recognize the space as a multipurpose area. The second change would accommodate sociopital and sociofugal interaction by retaining the favored linear set of chairs along the window, as well as setting up the four-chair formations and tabletops near the center of the space. This would accommodate both group work and social interactions and still allow for independent private work. Moreover, we proposed to have varying types of furniture to define the different uses of space. Preserving the wide lounge chairs along the window and offering upright chairs with tabletops would be effective in differentiating between the different uses of the space. The effect this would have on human behavior would be that, upon entering, users would have a space to satisfy all their needs. Users would be able to choose whether they sit in a sociopital or sociofugal context and would therefore be able to customize their level of exposure and privacy. As a direct result, those looking for privacy would be surrounded by fellow privacy seekers, while those who are inclined to engage in social interaction will find themselves to be in an optimal socializing setting. In conclusion, the experiment solidified the relationship between psychology and design and the powerful influence of user needs and behavior of space planning.